have any choice but to go back to my mom. I said, Mom, you know, if ever something's gonna happen to my kid, please take care of him. I don't have any choice. I have to find a job in Manila. So I had to go back to Manila. Of course, you know, it was so hard because I just got my baby at that point. And of course, para bang I had to go out there, tumutulo pa yung ano ko, di ba? You know, that kind of thing. But you don't have any choice, but you really had to struggle. You really had to go everywhere trying to find, you know, to find a place where you can actually make some money. Until I found this guy, Canadian guy, and it so happened that he was like 56 years old, and by the time I was like 18. So he promised me the whole world, of course. He promised me the lifestyle of being a Cinderella when I get to Canada at that time. So I thought, okay, maybe I could trust this guy. Maybe I could really have a nice lifestyle with this guy. So he was the one who helped me out financially. He was the one who paid the money that my father, you know, my father owed from the bank and everything. So my life was okay until I got to Canada. And that's when I realized that this guy was actually an alcoholic. He was physically abusive to me. So, I mean, I thought that the Cinderella lifestyle wasn't there. I thought, my God, I thought this is the guy that God gave to me, because I was hoping, I was praying that, you know, para lang makaahon, right? You know, just because of my survival, I thought that he was gonna be the one who could help me out for my future. So it took me at least a year to realize that this is not the right guy for me. I didn't have any choice until I learned the lyrics of Whitney Houston's song saying, learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. So ever since I said, what do I have? I have a talent. I still have the values. I still have the moral values for myself. I still have my future ahead of me. I'm still young. I'm not the ugliest woman that could ever be out there and begging for somebody or anybody right there. Why do I have to, it's like, be with this guy just for his money? You know what, in fact, I could go out there with my own talent and be rich and be successful with my own, you know. So that's when I got out from that marriage. At first, I tried to go out there as a waitress. I delivered some newspapers. I had to go to everywhere I could make some money. You know, I got involved with Herbalife. You know, I got a little money, out of that divorce, but I spent and spent and spent, you know, hoping that I could invest my, some of my money to some investment like Herbalife. And then I found somebody like a manager, which was like Ray Carroll. You know, Ray Carroll was the one of the members of the Platters at that time. So I thought that investing my money to him was actually the right thing to do, but then he just took my money and never did anything. I mean, I'm sorry, he's already dead, but that's what happened. So until until that time that I didn't have any choice, I had to go on welfare. Nobody knew about it. I had to. So of course, you know, going on a welfare in Vancouver at that time, it was really hard because they don't believe. You know, they said, you just got divorced. He gave you tons of money, and then now you're here asking for welfare. And I said, well, the money that was given to me, I actually went home and I had to pay off all the costs that I could ever pay for the death of my father. Plus, of course, I had to build a new house in Tuguegarao because my family was actually in danger at that time, because if I couldn't take them somewhere else, probably they're going to kill my whole family as well, you know, because of what happened to my father. They killed him. So I said I had to tell the truth. I might have gotten a lot of money from my ex-husband, but right now I got nothing left. You know, I got involved with all these people. They took all my money, and then I have nothing left. So I said, if you could help me out, probably like just a few days, or maybe it'll take a month before I could start all over again, because by the time, you know, I just kept on going to different places where I could find a job, but they kept on firing me. Because I'm not used to working like a waitress or something. I didn't have any experience at all. You know, I work also as a host, like for example, a karaoke host and stuff. But of course, sometimes like they wanted you to work like a family, like that. That's what they said. That I had to help also the waitress and stuff, and I had to, you know, bus the tables and stuff. I had to do the job also, like, you know, like anybody else. I said, excuse me, this is what I'm here for. My job description is actually just as a host only for a karaoke. So why should I do that? And in fact, they're taking all the tips. You know, if they're gonna share the tips, yeah, you know. But then the following morning, I lost the job again, and then, you know, it constantly repeated that way. So until I just realized that, okay, this is not the right place for me. I think the only way would be to go to LA or New York. But somebody told me that, oh, if you're gonna go to New York, it's gonna be really hard because it's a really, really crowded place. I don't think it's the right place for you. You don't know anybody there. You don't have any family. So I thought, you know, if you really wanted to do your own career as a singer and whatever you wanted to do, LA is the best. So what I did is, I had to think, what am I gonna do when I get there? I knew it was so hard to find a job being a singer, right? And of course, it's so hard to find a band, you know, and then of course you have to, you know, organize and stuff like that. So I thought there should be a place for me where I could just go there and get a job right away. So I couldn't think anything else but to be an exotic dancer. Exotic dancer, my God, I never thought I could be an exotic dancer, because I thought never in my life that I could actually dream of being an exotic dancer. Of course, you know, right? You know, being an exotic dancer, you have to just wear, you know, just a bikini, or, you know, and then there was a point where I had to go somewhere else too. So I mean, like, not totally nude, but of course, you know, like topless or something. I had to do that. But I said, okay, it's an instant money for somebody like me, but while waiting for that, maybe I could actually, you know, be the next Madonna or whatever. Who knows? I mean, Madonna went to New York just by herself, you know, just, you know, reading her story. She only had like $20, and then she had to go there, and then of course, you know, all she had was her courage and being her personality, and, you know, she was so brave, you know, to do whatever she did. So I thought, maybe if I could have the same kind of personality, the same kind of ambition, maybe I could be the next Madonna. Of course, you know, sometimes you have to really think positive. You have to really think like you are somebody, you know. But then I thought, oh my God, I don't even look like any of them. I am an Asian. I don't look like white at all. I can't compete. So I had to reinvent myself. I thought before going to be an exotic dancer, or before going to any audition, I had to be blonde. I had to wear contact lens or whatever, so I couldn't be anything far from anybody. So that's what I did. So, you know, so as soon as I got to this place where I applied as a dancer, I got the job right away. I had to show that I can really dance. Although I knew in my heart that this is not the kind of dance, or this is not the kind of job that I wanted to do. Okay, so since my greatest ambition was to be a singer, so I thought, okay, I have a little bit of money, you know, because of course, you know, being an exotic dancer, you know, as long as you really work hard, you can really earn your money. You have to make sure that you take care of your money and not to spend it right away. So I was able to save a little bit, and I was able to buy a house right there, which is still there right now, being rented. So I thought, oh my God, I can get started with producing my own music. So I produced actually 3 albums right there. So it took me 3 years to actually struggle to find out if there's a way for me, if there is a way for me to become a singer. It was so hard.